Good morning. I'm J.D. Cheney, Executive Director and CEO of the Kentucky League of Cities. I can't think of a better way to start the legislators' veto rest period this morning than to announce a very important partnership between the Kentucky League of Cities and the Kentucky Association for Economic Development. I want to thank KAED's Board of Directors and its President and CEO, Matt Tackett, who's with me today, for making this partnership possible. It's been a long time coming. This partnership strengthens the relationship between Kentucky cities and the Commonwealth's economic development professionals. It was part of our 2020 strategic plan, and our membership endorsed the important role that cities have in building the economic capacity and opportunity in our cities. This fulfills that mission, and as we all know, where economic growth occurs throughout Kentucky, it's in the boundaries of our cities. The relationship between KLC and KAED represents a commitment of both growing organizations to modernizing Kentucky's economy. Our partnership will strengthen our legislative capacity to advocate effectively on economic issues that are mutually important to both KLC and KAED, expand the resources that are available to our city leaders to grow jobs, develop our workforce, and improve the quality of life that our citizens enjoy. And it's going to build more effective partnerships between city officials and the economic development professionals in your communities. And Matt's going to walk through several new training tools that you'll have access to that's going to enable our city officials to more effectively fulfill their roles as local champions and leaders in creating economic opportunities in our communities. I'm proud to be with Matt Tackett here today, the CEO and President. He's going to provide an overview of how KAED and the many benefits that they have that's going to be available to you all as our members of the Kentucky League of Cities. Thank you, Matt, for being here, and thank you for making this partnership possible.
Thank you, JD. Well, hello to Kentucky's mayors and city officials. Again, my name is Matt Tackett, President and CEO of the Kentucky Association for Economic Development. And on behalf of the KAED boards of directors and our 900 members across the Commonwealth, all of whom are your partners in Kentucky's economic acceleration, I'm thrilled to welcome you to the KAED family. Today is an important moment for the Commonwealth. With this announcement, city leaders and economic developers from Harlan to Hickman, Louisville to Louisa, and everywhere in between are universally connected. Together, we are now poised with unprecedented opportunity and responsibility to design and implement strategies to continue to move Kentucky forward. This is a silo-busting announcement, and from here we hit the ground running to build capacity to accelerate economic development all across Kentucky. This announcement provides mayors access to the full KAED service portfolio, which includes a robust suite of education, business development, grant making, data, incubator, and advocacy tools. More importantly, this announcement formalizes an alignment of two of the Commonwealth's leading pro-growth organizations and builds the nation's largest state economic development think tank. From here, we are positioned with collaborative opportunity to mitigate challenges, seize upon opportunities, manufacture advantages, and design job-creating solutions. We can't wait to see what we can do together. Cities are critical to the economic well-being of Kentucky and are the platforms through which the Commonwealth's vibrance, diversity, and quality of life shine bright. Cities have barrier-breaking opportunity to build globally competitive and nurturing business environments. With your ability to empower economic developers and implement future-focused strategies, combined with KLC and KAED's collaborative partnership, we know we can better leverage Kentucky's global brand and amplify our record-breaking momentum. Last year, we secured over $11 billion in new corporate investment. And currently, this year, project activity is at an all-time high in Kentucky. Our iconic past is absolutely equaled by future opportunity, as now more than ever, global enterprise wants to do business in Kentucky. Our job is to provide the nurturing and welcoming environments from which our companies can grow and new companies can quickly locate. This KLC and KAED alignment provides an advantage relative to competitor states and will build important capacities. We believe this will mean more ribbons cut, more groundbreakings, more records shattered, and more importantly, stronger families, communities, and a stronger Commonwealth. We thank you, KLC. Thank you, mayors and city officials, for building this advantage in Kentucky. Thank you for moving the needle to improve quality of life through community innovation, effective leadership, and quality governance. And welcome to KAED. So from here, I'm happy to quickly walk you through a bit of what KAED is and what you can expect from us. Okay, so first, what is KAED? We're the Commonwealth's Association for stakeholders dedicated to the creation and acceleration of prosperity. We have 965 members, and we're the largest state economic development organization in the United States. We have our EDO leads, chambers of commerce, state agencies, counties, utilities, universities, ads, SBDCs, professional services, and more, and now all of Kentucky's mayors and city officials. Our mission is to enhance professional capacity to accelerate economic development. We're governed by a 13-member board of directors. Our strategies are executed by 9 standing committees, along with our strategic partners: Kentucky United, Public Policy, Membership, Education, Ambassadors, Finance, Partnership, and Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And we also support a 501c3 foundation. This is our board of directors. You can see a really good diversity of local leads, utilities, private enterprise. These are a few of our key signature KAED investors, of which you will notice the Kentucky League of Cities is proudly a part of this graphic. You can see again, we have a great utility presence. We have state agencies, local governments, educative capacity along with that, and we're really proud of this group. These are our strategic partners. Through our experience together, you will become more familiar with them. You'll notice the Cabinet for Economic Development. Murray State University, of which KLC has an engagement, is a big part of what we do at KAED as we get into the educative suite of services at KAED. Murray State will be a big part of that, as is the University of Kentucky, in particular on some recovery and resilience data resources. Our great advocacy team at Government Strategies. We have Ernst & Young, who really ups our research capacity, which informs a lot of what we do, in particular around advocacy. You'll notice that. Site Selection Group is a world-renowned site selection or site location firm. They locate corporate projects all over the world every day. We're proud that they're part of the KAED family. They help us with the grant program that we'll dig into. And also our 501c3 foundation is a great, growing, active, robust 501c3 that's a big part of what we do at KAED. So what do we do? So KAED is not unlike most industry associations. We all seek to educate, advocate, and collaborate in some sort of way. But what makes KAED unique is that we are directly involved in the practice, economic development, that we represent. So our suite of services is all designed to analyze, assist, and accelerate economic development, and we'll walk through that. And as we do, I want you to think about what KAED does in terms of buckets. It's not the classiest way to eloquate that, but it's easy to visualize. So first, on the analyze bucket. KAED analyzes our economic development capacity in our communities internally. We can figure out professional and organizational capacity challenges and inform our programming around that. We also assess and analyze community opportunities, and we're able to help inform local strategies. We also analyze externally. You'll see this as we move forward, but KAED has recently completed a competitive analysis of states that are competitors to the Commonwealth of Kentucky for economic development projects. We have a robust series of data of which we can learn from what our competitors' states have legislated, put in programming, or put in policy that gives them an advantage over our communities in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And if it's within our realm of ability to act upon that, we will, and I'm excited that we can do that together through this partnership. Second, on our assist bucket, this is where most of our KAED programming goes. Now, specific to education, we certify the Commonwealth's economic developers. If there's a local economic developer in your community, they can move through a 2-year program at KAED to receive the Kentucky certification. You do not have to be an economic developer or an economic development organization employee to move through our education portfolio. It's also incredibly affordable. It's also fairly active. You'll notice in on our calendar we have several educational offerings throughout the year. We are always assessing and equipping strategies or communities with strategies that help build their educative capacity. More important, helps inform their practice of economic development. We're so excited to share that with you. we also convene leaders at major forums throughout the year in the form of major conferences, summits, and other programming. And what we like to do at KAED, if you think about a KLC conference or if you think about a KAED conference, you know, within those conference halls are the people that are building policy, building putting world-class strategies into communities, the people that are responsible for doing billions and billions of dollars of deals and creating jobs all across the Commonwealth. So just like KLC, when KAED convenes, that's an important convergence. So rather than just do the normal conference experience, which we're really good at and we have a lot of fun as well, we like to bring our economic developers and our stakeholders together to say, around key strategic verticals and say, what's your challenges, what's going well, and what's next. So we'll look forward to having those conversations with you at our conferences as well. And we're really big on data equity. You will hear this from us a lot. There's a variance of data resources that are available in economic development organizations all across the country, certainly in communities as well. So through the Kentucky Economic Recovery and Resilience Project, of which the University of Kentucky was an incredible partner with this, there are free data tools available to our members, of which the cities are now, around business intelligence, marketing intelligence. Every business in your community has access now to market intelligence through the Kentucky Economic Recovery and Resilience Project. Every community in this state now has access to a CRM system that's populated with your existing industry and that you have, and that really facilitates great conversations. So for the first time, every economic developer or every person that's responsible for economic development in a community is universally connected with every business in the Commonwealth. And there's data associated with those connections, and that allows us to identify challenges, to mitigate those, and more importantly, to identify opportunities that may lead to future expansions. Through these tools, businesses are starting, and through these tools, businesses are expanding, and we can't wait to dive in on that in a webinar we have planned down the road. Third, the Accelerate bucket. This one is a lot of fun, and I think a lot of our city officials will have a lot of interest in these programs. First, we have so much intrinsic and manufactured opportunity in Kentucky. We have so many business advantages. Kentucky is a great place to do business, and what we like to do at KAED is share that story domestically and internationally through a marketing initiative, business development program that we have known as Kentucky United. Our members have access to these missions where we will go directly to the corporate site selections or site selectors that represent projects that are aligned with our target markets. And we tell them exactly why we think they need to do business. And more importantly, I think we build really meaningful, long-lasting relationships through the Kentucky United program. We're so excited for you to consider being part of those initiatives. Readying Kentucky's communities for success. You will see from us immediately a lot of communication on the Kentucky Product Development Initiative. This is a grant-making program that makes investments into Kentucky sites and buildings that make them investment ready. If there is a publicly owned site or building in your community that needs investment to get it to the point of developableness, to get it to the point to where we have high confidence that if we make this investment, there will be a return. If you can demonstrate to us that you have the site, that you need the project, we can analyze that on an ROI-based metric and make really meaningful job-creating investments directly into your sites and buildings. This has been a pilot project that we've facilitated within KAED for about 3 years. We've tapped into about $8 million from a small and restricted pool of funds. Now, from those monies that we have facilitated the granting of, has turned over a $600 million return on investment. PDI sites have landed over $500 million. PDI sites are planned to welcome about 500 well-paying jobs into the Commonwealth. Now, what you will see going forward, there's been a lot of legislative activity around the Product Development Initiative. KAED has been directly involved in trying to ease the restrictions associated with this program. More importantly, up the money, because we know what this can mean for the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And I'll speak on that in just a minute. And second and third, accelerating Kentucky's competitiveness through the KAED Public Policy Committee. We can't wait to really dive into the weeds to see how we can leverage this relationship to build world-class legislative and public policy strategies in the Commonwealth. Last night at about 7 o'clock, the General Assembly gave final passage to House Bill 745, which was a KAED priority bill to develop investment-ready sites and buildings. This bill put into statute the Kentucky Product Development Initiative, which is KAED's grant-making program of which cities across the state, economic development organizations across the state, and others now have access. It is written into state law that there is a strategic ROI-based mechanism by which we can make grants for economic development across the state. Now, not only that, a couple of hours before this received final passage, the Commonwealth passed the state's executive branch budget. This is responsible for informing everything that the Commonwealth does over the next 2 years. Included in that budget was $100 million for the Kentucky Product Development Initiative to be granted out through the KAED process. Also in that budget was another $100 million for mega site development throughout the state, and we're proud to be a part of that conversation as well. We have, there's a lot of intricacies, a lot of details associated with those monies, and we have a webinar planned on April 20th in just a few days that you will have access to, and we hope you tune in. Now, immediately after that webinar, the grant round begins. So my major comment on this is if you have a site or building that needs a physical asset, capital investment improvement, be thinking about that. Be thinking about what those costs are. There's a match component to this, so be readying for the match. Also, if there are sites in your community that you think would make a good economic development site, House Bill 745 allows for property acquisition, and it also allows for due diligence studies. So be mindful about what your sites or buildings look like and the investments that you need to create jobs in your community, and let's have a really good conversation about that in just a few days. And that is the end of the slideshow. This was really high level. We will dig in on April 7th, I believe, but more importantly for today, we just want to thank JD, thank the Kentucky League of Cities, thank you for your members for all that you do, leading pro-growth strategies and moving the Commonwealth forward. We can't wait to work with you.
Thank you, Matt. We are really excited about this. I know many of you all have been very excited about this for a long time, for us to create some strategic partnerships that help us move the needle forward for our cities. And again, focusing on the fact that where economic growth occurs, it's bound to be in the boundaries of one of your cities. To learn more about this partnership and to get into more details with it, please tune in on April 7th, 10 o'clock a.m., where Matt will go through, and his staff will go through more of the details related to the website and the other tools that are going to be available to you all as new members of KAED as well. I know you'll want to look at all of the tools in specific detail, learn how to utilize them, and get the most benefit for the membership. Until then, we look forward to seeing you. Have a great weekend.